Hello and welcome to Madrid, and welcome to the latest episode of CTB Tyre Talks. Today's episode takes us to Agritechnica, where we recorded an interview on site with the Prinx Chengshan Managing Director for Europe, Thomas Wohlgemuth. In that interview, we cover a whole range of subjects, including their plans for the agricultural sector, the continued EUDR saga, their product development for the TBR and OTR sectors, and of course, their retread strategy. Now, there's a lot to get through, so let's jump into that interview right now. We're here at Agritechnica, and I'm here with Thomas, the MD of Prinx Chengshan. Thomas, we're here, as I said, we're at Agritechnica, so it obviously seems appropriate to talk about the agricultural market first. What are your latest developments and innovations in the agri market, and do you have any plans for this sector?
Obviously, we have some plans because otherwise we wouldn't be here. To be honest, for the moment, we're just here as visitors. In order to see the market trends, or the latest market trends at least. We have under development a whole range of agricultural tires at the moment. And the plan is to roll out by the middle of next year, actually.
Fantastic. Is there a specific point you're looking at to roll out next year, or is that date still due to be defined?
Actually, currently we are planning to take the Tire Cologne as an, let's say, best-in-class moment to roll out our new developments, especially in the agricultural sector.
Yeah, so this event must be really good for you to, just assess the market, look at innovations, and maybe talk to some people in the industry.
Absolutely. I mean, we are not only here in Europe to just sell the tires. I mean, we are really here to also to include some innovations in our tire, look about the newest trends in the market. And because this is something we look for to be sustainable finally, and to offer, finally the best-in-class solutions if possible.
Brilliant, yeah. No, I'll look forward to that at the Tire Cologne. I'll make sure I'm in attendance for that launch. That'd be quite the moment. Moving away from the agri sector, let's talk about products and brands. What's the plan for the development of your key brands? Because you have quite a few. And where do you think you need to develop brand awareness and positioning?
I mean, we still have a lot of work to do. This is clear. We are still a kind of a, let's say, challenger, newcomer, I would say, in the market, which counts actually for all segments. We just came to the market 2016, so with the whole range of PCR tires. Later on, we introduced then TBR, but all was based on the brands called Auster and Fortune, and then our company brand Chengshan. And in the meantime, we established the Prinx brand in the PCR segment. And the Prinx brand for us is the key brand. It's the flagship for our company. And it's the brand in which we want to, or in which we invest most of our resources to really develop the brand, to make it known to the market in different segments. And also to build a complete lineup in different segments. So that's possible this is the aim, to cover each single segment in the tire business.
Do you believe then you're achieving your aims in developing those brands and differentiating the message between each brand?
I think yes, because we already, positioned our Auster and Fortune brands and also the Chengshan brand as a kind of a value brand. I mean, a good performance for good money, let's say, finally. And but in Prinx, the story will be a little bit different. So we see the Auster and Fortune brands as a kind of supporting brands for our premium and flagship brand Prinx. And Prinx, it's for us, more than just a brand or more than just products. It's a kind of a statement to the market. It's a kind of innovation. It's a kind of sustainability, taking care about the environment when we speak about TBR tires, for instance. So our aim in this regard is not only to sell new tires. No, we also want that our casing will be taken or used a second or even a third time. So this is our aim with Prinx, and this is why we're here for.
Brilliant. And I'll quickly return to the agri sector with a sneaky question about the brands. It's just in the sense of if the Agri launch, like what brand would that be? Would that potentially be a new brand, or would it be under one of the existing brand names that you've already got?
Yeah, the strategy is clear. I mean, when we speak about the agricultural tires, we will have it in Prinx.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, I mean, in let's say, or we only will have it in Prinx because, I mean, as I said, I repeat myself. Actually, it's a flagship, and into the flagships. So we really put a lot of efforts, and this won't happen. I mean, in terms of agricultural tire development, it won't happen for Austin and Fortune, but Prinx is the brand to go for.
Brilliant, yeah, it's good to hear. And then let's think about markets and European markets in specific. Which markets at the moment are you most satisfied with, and which ones are you looking to improve?
Actually, I'm never satisfied, to be honest.
I was guessing that when I answered the question. I was thinking maybe he's probably going to look to improve all of them.
As I said, I mean, there's a lot to do. I mean, we are kind of a newcomer, for sure. For our, let's say, point of view, we have some really good performing markets, but even the good performing markets are not really at the end of the development, let's say. So I see us still as a on a kind of, let's say, entry level, to say like this, but we aim for high. I mean, this is definitely the case. And we have some strong markets. I mean, if I name the markets, for instance, in the PCR segment, also TBR, Poland, for instance, is a really big market for us. We have in PCR, the Nordics makes really sense. Italy, Spain, we are very strong in these markets, for instance. And then we have some also markets, also key markets, which still needs to be developed a little bit more compared to the countries I just named. It's France and Germany, for instance. So but here we are clearly focused also for the future with the program somehow defined, and this will be the markets to invest.
Brilliant. Yeah, obviously you talked there a little bit about market growth, and we ran some stories earlier this year about the recruitment drive you were going on to employ like new sales managers in TBR, OTR, and PCR segments. That obviously feeds into, I'm imagining it feeds into that market development strategy and the big push you're looking to do.
Fully, but it's not only sales driven. I mean, in the past, yes, you're right. We were fully, let's say, sales driven, but now it's time also to build up, let's say, the company more substantial, which means we are also adding some new positions in our, let's say, organization, in terms of administration, in terms of controlling the processes, in terms of controlling the finance. So yes, sales is one part, and sales is obviously a big part. But also, I mean, without a proper company structure, we won't succeed. I mean, it's a must-have as well, and so it's a complete, let's say, program we started, and actually we are on a very good way. To be honest, I would say we succeeded between 60-70% at the moment in this process, and we welcomed already 3 new people now in November, December, January, February. So contracts are signed, and this is paying definitely into our brand and into our development and growth strategy. Yeah,
that sounds like the recruitment drive's gone quite well then, and you've got some good people coming into the business. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we speak about, I mean, we have different kind of positions. We speak about senior positions, which are very, very important for us to get the experience. And here it's very important that we get the experience locally. So it really means we are trying to look for local people, even within Europe, to drive and support our business. And then on top of this, we are also having already succeeded people who are, let's say, not so long in the business, younger in terms of age, and willing and highly motivated to learn. And these people we want to train, let's say, for our business, and hopefully they will be so good, and finally they will stay in the company. So this is the aim, actually, to build also our own team. So not only buying, let's say, but also to let them grow. It's also important for us.
Absolutely. Yeah, you just said sort of preempted one of the next questions, just about the importance of developing a team culture and how that feeds into a growth strategy.
When it comes to this question, actually, is I say fitting to the team, having a certain kind of, let's say, culture or personality which fits to the current team is really, really important. And I would say even it's more important compared to have the last final technical skills in terms of the tire business. So if you build a good team and then you really can good perform, doesn't that, because all the, let's say, technical things, the specifica in the tire business, you can learn, but having a certain kind of character, have a certain kind of motivation, you hardly can. So this is the point. And yeah, for us, it's important that the people from their personality also fit to our team. It's a key.
Definitely. Looking ahead then as well, I imagine you'll have plans to develop, your Agri team as well over the next year as well, considering the plans you talked about with the product launch at Tire Cologne.
Actually, I mean, due to the fact that we just launched, or we are going to launch these segment, we for sure we need a really, let's say, expert in this field, and I can already say that we found one who is, not only, let's say, trying to sell the tires, defining the sales strategy, but also helping us to understand the business better, to what is behind, what is the market demand, and then based on the market demand to develop further our products, and to also, I'm quite sure we will have in the near future also some innovations in this segment. I'm quite sure.
Brilliant. Yeah, I'm looking forward to all those stories over the next year. I think there'll be quite some good stories regarding, your product lineup, appointments, and events. I'm sure it'll be quite busy for Prinx in the Agri segment over the next year. Moving on, the next topic I wanted to touch upon was EUDR, which is quite a big topic and been quite a bit of a mess, I think, over the last few months, to put it politely. Obviously, we just, in case people aren't aware, we've seen another delay that was announced in its implementation. Commercial tire business, we've covered that Prinx Chengshan were among some of the first players to prepare for EUDR. So, what are your views on the delay of the implementation in that legislation, given you were among some of the early adopters?
Well,
I
mean, due to the fact that this topic is already for a long time in, let's say, in our business, it's discussed, it's forwards, backwards. Honestly, I do not want to look that much to others. I only can say, as you clearly mentioned, we were already prepared last year, so we were ready. So we are ready again. We also get some, let's say, demands, let's say, from our importers. So we already, have everything on the table to fulfill nearly every need which is coming from the European Union. So finally, for sure, we can be, I don't know, angry about, we can be disappointed about, but I take it positive because we are prepared.
Yeah.
So we are prepared, and let's say this also, I would say, it shows that we are a reliable partner in the business. So if something has to be done, we are going to do it. That's it.
It's a big tick in the box to show that you're already compliant, you're already prepared, and that your products are already EUDR compliant, and you're complying with the regulations. Because I imagine it's going to be a step ahead of what other people might be doing, because there might be some people scrambling around now, maybe.
I'm quite sure about. I'm quite sure about, because also some, let's say, market players, they probably don't have these resources finally to manage this. I mean, also, we speak about big producers, small producers, even smaller producers in the tire business. And but yeah, again, we are happy that we are ready. This is a big plus of our company, of our factory. Actually, they take these challenges and they just make it. And this is for us, especially here in Europe, for my team, it's very important, because we fully can rely on our factory, and this is what matters. So they make us somehow the business easy, let's say.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's great that you're already compliant and a step ahead there. I just think, it's a shame it's such a mess because we obviously report a lot in the tire retreading sector. There's things around casings which have caused a lot of confusion in the industry, and it needs to be organized better.
It is. I mean, what happens if a car is imported? The tires are on, right? On a car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Are these EUDR ready? The tires?
Yeah. There's loads of questions.
Do they have to be ready?
No. There's loads of questions around enforcement and the amount of money that companies like yourselves have invested in being ready for this process, and to delay yet again. I can only imagine how frustrating it is for people that have been, especially the ones that have been scrambling around recently as well. It's frustrating.
I think there's one word towards the European Union. If you announce something, please do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do it. I mean,
no,
that's
exactly.
Unfortunately what not happens, but
it is what it is.
It is what it
it's
is.
Where we are. And so we'll move away from the heavy topic of EUDR because we could go on forever with the complexity of that regulation. Let's just turn our attention to new products and your marketing activities for the coming year. Already touched upon your plans for the agri sector, but maybe you could talk about TBR as well.
Actually, we are starting to have a little firework, I would say, for next year, because agricultural tires, obviously, is one of them. The next segment is that we are investing and developing OTR tires, radial, and for sure also some bias. And then I'm happy to let's say announce already, or I'm able to speak already that we are going to launch a completely new TBR line in the European market, and it won't be a surprise. It's the brand called Prinx.
Okay.
And this really makes then the brand, I would say, complete. So we are speaking about TBR, OTR, agricultural, PCR tires. So I mean, this is something also which helps us a lot to grow in the international market. And we will be even more seen as a reliable manufacturer. And as I said, I mean, I'm just looking back 5 years, or let's say 6 years. We just had PCR tires. That's all in Europe. At least that's all. I mean, and now we have nearly a full range, and within a very short time. And I only can say thank you to my team actually, because without a proper and well working team and highly motivated team, it won't be possible. So
Definitely.
these are the it's the core, let's say, to rely on a really perfect and professional team.
Brilliant. You obviously touched on there with the Prinx brand being brought in. Could you maybe explain the difference between how you will look to distinguish between the different brands in the TBR segment? Because obviously you'll have Prinx, Allstone, and Fortune.
Yeah. Actually, Allstone and Fortune, they are, as I mentioned before, they are in a kind of value segment. So it's a kind of, I call it an entry segment, but they are well positioned already, because also with the Allstone brand, for instance, we are playing a role in the OE business, in the trailer OE business. So we started this not like long time ago, but we are already in contact with the biggest players in Europe. But again, this will be a kind of a brand which is really a value for money. And then we put on top our Prinx brand, and especially when we speak about TBR, for sure it will have all the features we have already in our Allstone and Fortune, but Prinx will have something more on top. First of all, it will be a much bigger range compared to the other two brands. We are going to add here the newest compounds, the newest structures. Honestly, we learned a lot based from the time we have now Allstone Fortune in the markets. We analyzed our tires. We did a lot of lead checks in order to see how they perform. And all this knowledge we are using for the Prinx brand. And I'm quite sure that Prinx is even, performing better again, in terms of mileage, in terms of cost per kilometer, all these things which are obviously very, very important. And then, we do not see us as just a a tire seller, a tire producer. I think we want help to build up the whole tire life cycle finally, and this is going to be happen with the Prinx brand. And we also can imagine, let's say, in the industry, we speak a lot about intelligent tires, chip in the tires, or whatever names are there. Actually, I can already say that we own a company in Asia, and this company is really taking care about these, let's say, these tools, these measurements. And this is one feature which we will see in the Prinx brand, and this is a big differentiation to our existing brands at the moment.
Brilliant. And what is the timeline for launching the Prinx brand in the TBR?
Tire Cologne.
Tire Cologne. It's a big event, Tire Cologne.
Tire Cologne.
Looking forward to Tire Cologne.
So, as I said, I mean, it's a kind of a firework in Tire Cologne. And if everything goes wrong, I'm convinced about it, we will see new TBR line, new OTR line, and new agricultural tire line, and everything in the brand Prinx.
We'll have a lot of pages to fill on commercial tire business during that event. So that sounds fantastic. Promotion of the Prinx brand then. Obviously, I recently attended the European truck racing championship with yourselves in Madrid at the end of the season. I'm going to guess maybe you might be looking to rebrand that team with the Prinx brand, or was it still be looking to go with Orstone and Fortune next year?
First of all, this year it was our first, let's say, engagement in a kind of sponsorship. And yes, I mean, we immediately, let's say, choose the platform of the European Truck Grand Prix Championship. And it was an amazing success for us. Whenever we knock on the doors of our customers, so there is one topic we discuss, the customers we invited. It was a platform really to have also business talks. It was really brilliant. And actually, I think you were able to read my mind, Richard. Yes, I mean, for sure, we will focus much more on the Prinx brand, but this does not mean that the other brands will disappear. No, they won't. But the focus will be clearly on Prinx, and the visibility will be a lot by the next season. And maybe the visibility, I mean, will double. Let's say we are at the moment in some negotiations which are not finalized yet, but I'm quite confident that the visibility will be even much more as it was this year. And also here, we had a kind of a learning curve. I mean, we are new in the market, we are new in this business. We also learned a lot. And I think we are even more professional when it comes to next year. And I'm excited. I'm already looking forward to the next races. I cannot wait, to be honest, to be again on the track and to use it again as a platform to present us and to show really the audience. And let's say being close also to truck drivers. I mean, it's also important. Yes, we have our importers, our direct partners, sure, but it's also important for us to have the talks with the truck drivers, to have the talks with the fleet managers, finally, the fleet owners. I mean, it's really all. You can meet all of them, and it's really exciting for us.
Yeah, definitely. No, I got that impression. There was so many different advantages you could leverage from that sponsorship. And, you know, it sounds quite exciting that, you know, the added benefits you can get from next year with rebranding that truck, but also the added visibility you can give to the supporting brands as well. So let's just move on from marketing. You touched a little bit on life. You mentioned life cycle before. Yeah. And, you know, you have a partnership with Marangoni. Could you give an update on that, on the retread strategy, and if you have any new developments in this area?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was right at the beginning a key point for us, as I said, that we include also the retreadability of our casings. For that reason, I mean, Marangoni is really a brand. Let's say it's really a name. They know what they are doing in this segment, and we were really really, really excited when they put our casings into extensive tests to see really how is the structure of the casing. They measured each single millimeter. Finally, really, it was really, really impressive. And finally, we ended up in a business partnership, as we all know, because of, let's say, the performance and quality of the casing. And then there was somehow, I don't want to say it was a logical consequence, but it was somehow a consequence to start a project to develop the first ring together. So this is, we started with Industry 856522.5. We are using our pattern TH155. This is the pattern we also have in the OE business massively. And we just recently had a discussion with Marangoni, and the aim is also to extend these projects and also to add some additional patterns in these let's say project, in order to not keep it as a project, to develop it to a real business from which, I mean, Marangoni is benefiting and the same like us.
Yeah, I mean, that is I'm sure you'll be aware, like, you know, it's been a big talking point, about the influx of tires from China and Asia, about the potential impact on the retreading industry. So for a brand from China to have a vote of confidence from a market leader in retreading like Marangoni is I suppose it's a big stamp of approval for what you've been doing.
It is definitely. And I mean, it's a little bit shame, let's say, that companies like our company, like Prinx, I mean, we are putting these efforts into the tire, because when we see the market in Europe, basically we speak about 13-14 million, depending on the year, sometimes 15 million. So it really depends. So and now we have to imagine that where is the rubber going to? I mean, it's a massive number. I don't speak now about PCR. It's a massive number, and we are also responsible finally for our future, and also for our children's future finally. And this is something I also want to let's say remind also the retailers in our market to pay attention to this. I mean, for sure, you always can get something cheap. Yeah, nice, but it's a kind of a short-term, let's say, mindset. Sometimes it's needed. I fully understand. I mean, it's clear, but basically there are sometimes, or very often, there are chances to pick A or pick B. So, and it won't make a difference. And if I then let's say have this in mind as a wholesaler, retailer, and even as a fleet, it will massively help our economy, our environment, and help to protect our planet finally.
Absolutely. And would you talk about expanding the project? Would long term maybe you be looking to partner up, get a retread partner in specific countries to retread your own casings? Would that be a potential long term vision?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Finally, as I said, it shouldn't be just words, but it's let's say it's really a complete new then or separate business unit, which is very hard, let's say to manage or to develop. And we should not forget, I mean, it's a declining business. Unfortunately, it's declining. I mean, we want to help that there is sometime a kind of a turnaround. So from this perspective, it has really to be let's say evaluate very good and in detail. So basically, yes, we are fully committed to this topic, but if the market demand finally is walking against, let's say, it's then difficult as a probably lighthouse, Prinx Chengshan lighthouse, to go against the trend. So we also have, I mean, we don't have, honestly, not the market power yet. We hope we are going to get it in the long term future. So we also have to look about a little bit the market trends for sure.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of market trends that point towards retreading, hopefully having a bounce back. The market is still yet to bounce back. There's a lot of things we talk about: sustainability, use of resources, you know, even EUDR, you know, there's lots of things out there that should point towards it doing better in the future. But I suppose we will wait and see on that. And
I just can invite you to follow me or to follow us. And you will see that most of the things, if not all, will happen.
Absolutely. In fact, just finally, Thomas, before we finish off, we've talked here about so many different developments you guys have got on the horizon. Obviously, we talked about Agri, a new TBR line, your the retreading projects. There's a lot going on. What is your vision for Prinx over the next 5 years?
I want to see Prinx as really an established brand. 5 years is also not that much time in our business, to be honest. So, but I think we already fixed somehow the direction, and I want to really see the Prinx brand as a well established, accepted, and also demanded tire brand. This is what I want to. Yeah, I want to see. I would love to see, to be honest.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for your time, Thomas. And that's another episode of CTB Tyre Talks. We'll be back for another episode very soon. That brings an end to the latest episode of CTB Tyre Talks. And what an interview it was. We've heard from Thomas on a whole range of subjects, including a plethora of new products due to be launched at the Tire Cologne in 2026, as well as the company's branding strategy for next year. You can keep an eye on Prinx's activities and plans on commercial tyre business, but until the next time, thank you for watching.